What's up, guys? We're gonna brobeatz. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make alternative rock or something like it. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned post on some, you should do so because there's a lot. Let's hop right into it. So the BPM, I would say 170 to 180 is a nice sweet spot. Now I will warn you, for beginners, this will be a more advanced type of video just because of the tools that I'm gonna be using. So just warning you right now. So go ahead and grab in a scale. We can just run with like let's do a minor. Let's do a G minor. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the first instrument. All right, so here's the VST I'm using. All right, now I'm gonna show you something cool that you can do. You can do this with any stuff. You can do with lo-fi, anything that you want. Basically, you could just create a chord. It could literally be anywhere. And what you want to do in this order, okay? You want to pretty much keep the one in the middle there, and move the top and the left over, and then the last one you want to move over is the top one. Something like that. And this, you can kind of get a little nice progression. And you can fill it in. All right, so that can be our baseline, I guess, and let's go ahead and dive into our chords. All right, so now to actually complete these, and it's a lot easier than you think. So the first one, you could just finish out the chord, right? You can just skip this note place, skip this note place. You could do that, right? And then another thing that you can do is you can just use the fifth. You can literally just use the fifth of every single one. You can see it's matching up no matter what on this grid. Okay, and that's just something quick you can do. So we can maybe turn this up an octave. Let's pull this up an octave. Now with like this rock type stuff, when you're using the MIDI, you want to open the chords just so it'll sound a lot closer to like what a real guitar would sound like. Because when they're close, sometimes they don't sound right. So you gotta make sure you move one of these notes up. Whichever note you want to move up, I usually just move the middle one. Okay. So let's see. Let's maybe try doing something like this. So completing these chords and then moving the middle notes up. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that because in this video we're gonna be focused on the melody a lot. So I'm gonna make sure it's straightforward. You can click through chapters. So the next part, we're just gonna be animating this. All right, so let's go ahead and animate this. Now there's millions of ways to do it. I'm gonna keep it simple and just do like a super generic one. So if you just take all of these and move them back like this, you can kind of overlap it. I'm gonna just put it on the grid, and you can just take notes that belong in these chords and stuff and move them over. So we could take this D and kind of offset it and give it a rhythm. And pretty much how you get rhythm is you offset one note and then have a note end on the grid, or opposite, right? So something like this, kind of show you, right? Or you could do it this way, and that is how you create rhythm. Okay, so this, let's move this down. And then, yeah, you can just kind of pick these notes. I'm gonna copy this right here. Copy this here. Simple as that. All right, so that is the animating. Now, keep in mind, this sounds terrible right now, but that's because we don't have any amp or any effects on the guitar because it's just bare bones. All right. So let's go ahead and we can get into like key switches and stuff to kind of make this sound a little bit better. All right, so I went ahead and doubled everything and then made a simpler version just so we can have a lot to work with. So this is like the advanced part, because if you don't have these features, it'll be incredibly difficult to kind of animate these. Now I do have videos on how to do that, but I can't explain it all in one video, obviously. So we're gonna be using our tools. So I'm gonna explain things as I go through, and the first one I want to do is the strum tool. So basically, it'll strum anything you play in a playlist. Right, simple as that. So it should be somewhere like, yeah, up here. So these 4 notes we'll be using, and pretty much I want to make sure y'all can see these, and you can just do any rhythm you want. So we could do something like this, just whatever you think sounds good. And we gotta be careful about these notes. these linger a bit. And then we could just be lazy and just copy this all the way through. Now, if you want to change it up, you can, but I gotta make sure I save time as well. So let's play a little bit. Okay, and then over here we can do like a slower one since these are more stressed out. So I'll do something like this. And then just take this note down, make sure it's not overlapping too much. Copy it over, and we can just play it from like right here. Okay, and I think that sounds pretty good. So now we're gonna go to the second part of the key switches. I want to make sure everything is easy to follow because it is a lot we're doing, especially when we're gonna have to shrink the MIDI a lot. So let's move on to that. All right, so now we're gonna move on to our second set of key switches. Now these are super tedious and annoying to do because they're hard to find, but I already mapped out where they are for you. Now each VST will be different, but each will be equally annoying to do. So here are our play modes, and these are our slides. So we're going to be using those. Now, if you're not sure where to put these, or if you don't remember the rhythms, you can highlight things like this and move them down a few octaves. And then you can kind of mess around with the play modes that way. And this is the range of play modes. So G and F will be slide out, and will slide in and slide out, I believe. And then these are the play modes all the way up to B. So that's pretty much what we got to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some, and of course. Now, real quick, I'm not sure if I sped that up or not, but when you do slides, you have to do it before the chord comes in, as you can see. So I'll tweak that stuff later or after the video's done, but do like a slide in and out. Okay, so here are the key switches, and this is the problem with key switches is they just don't work sometimes. And these, I tried to kind of make them how I wanted them, but it's just the VST is just not working how I needed to. So I might need to tweak some actual settings in here. That's good. Probably turn this slide speed up. Yeah, see, I don't like that. So those are the key switches, and I told you it's rough, but you'll get there. So we're done with this, and let's move on to our second guitar. So next, what we're gonna do is the second guitar, and this is just for like a lower point in the song or beat. So we're gonna copy this, and all we're gonna do is just animate this, just like that. We can copy it later, but let's just keep it here. And we're not gonna do key switches on this one because that was a long time just for the first one. And pretty much animate, you just kind of move notes around to the left or the right. So let's move this one like this. I'm gonna do a few with you. Let's take this because this belongs in this one. Let's take some of this stuff out. Let this one kind of play through. Wait. Why are these doubles? Okay, I like that. I think that sounds good. Maybe we just copy this over just like that. Let's make sure this doesn't leak over. Okay, and that is the second guitar, and it's pretty much the same as the exact guitar. I just changed the multi-tracking up so it's a little bit wider. All right, let's move on. So now we'll need a bass guitar to kind of solidify the style. Of course, we still need processing, but I want to do that once we have everything made. So let's go in here. Well, actually, first let's get our bass line. Let's copy that in, and we're pretty much just gonna animate this. I might fast forward through this a little bit, so just animate it real quick. Do like 3 right here, and then changing the lengths will help too. Let's do one right here, and then let's do one. Then let's copy this one over. Then we can start adding some other stuff in. Let's see. Okay, something like that. Let's copy this over, and then we can move this down twice. All right, so that is the bass line. And now we can, I guess we can just throw in the drums because it's pretty much going to be automated. All right, so for our drums, we're going to be using Addictive drums 2. Now, I was going to do some from scratch, but I figured I just really wanted to focus on the key switches and automation of the actual melodies, because the drums can be, you can literally get a drum loop, you can insert things, you can do all this stuff, but I think it's more important to know how to do this. So we're just going to automate the drums, and this is the preset I'm using. And yeah, I mean, the drums are pretty easy, right? So we can go to beats, and we can just kind of find something. I'm gonna just kind of figure out what I want. Okay, I like these. I'm gonna run with these just because they sound the best out of the ones well, one up here sounded pretty good, but I'm gonna run with this. So now let's do the processing to kind of make it sound like it should. All right, so now we're gonna do the effects, and I went ahead and fixed the key switches. So how I did that is I turned the speed up a bit, and what I did is just turn the melodies down an octave because I think it was too high for the key switches. And now they sound good, so I'm gonna just play it. You can see those slides are working now. So I'm gonna try to run through this as fast as I can while still showing stuff. So first thing I'm gonna do, well, I'm gonna kind of mix it. So let's do the bass. Well, I guess I could run through the presets first so we can mix it with the presets. So for the bass, this is the preset that I chose. It just sounded good with the bass. That's pretty much all. I didn't tweak anything. Let's go ahead and tweak this kick and stuff. Do these, and then this is the preset I chose. Okay, these are default presets. It just makes it a lot more ambient. And then for this one, same thing, slow lead, just default preset, and I just mess with this treble to make it a little bit brighter. It's way too loud. And obviously we can go in and do a lot more, right? If I wasn't recording this, right, I probably would add more drums. I would probably add like, you know, drops and, you know, a bunch of other sounds. But this is just like the basic rundown, what you can do. And then for our mix, or, you know, our master, we have this fresh air, and usually I'll do like a ratio. I'll do like 20 and then 5, and then I'll lock it, and then you can kind of just pick which one, like how much you want. So why is it not? And then I usually add this for like character. Like the clarity on that, and we gotta mix this. All right, and that's pretty much it. That's how you make a alternative rock, or rock, whatever genre it is, type beat. That's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe for new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.